Hello everybody, friends and subscribers, welcome back. Newcomers, welcome aboard. And Mom, I'm fine. Everything's okay. I've been eating regularly. I didn't clean my room. I'm okay. I love you too. About a year ago I was sitting at an airport in Burbank.
I have about an hour and 12 minutes until my flight departs.
Going home for, I believe, my 1-year anniversary of being in LA. Going back to see my family for the holidays. I need to reiterate that that was a year ago. I've already been here for 2 years and so much has happened.
I'm completely overwhelmed right now.
My video is nice and long and it really hit home for a lot of people that are interested in moving to Los Angeles that don't have the financial support just like myself, has to maintain a day job and isn't allowed to just jump into the entertainment industry or whatever he desires. That's me. It's nice to meet you guys. We're average. High five. The last time I gave you a proper update, I was living in an apartment. A 1-bedroom apartment, which we shared. I slept on a couch in the living room for 13 months with a girl named Kate. I was holding down 2 day jobs, one in a coffee shop in the morning, one at nighttime at a movie theater. I would open, close, open, close, open, close 5-6 days a week. Very rarely, maybe once a month, did I see a day off with both jobs. It happens. I was putting in 55 to 60 hours a week, but that's what you gotta do, especially when you're making $9 an hour. This year, however, was much more difficult. It's gonna be about humbling yourself. If you would have watched the ending of the last video, you would have been like, damn, this guy's really got his shit together, and it's gonna be a great route from here. He's gonna be on TV in no time. This year ripped me apart. It's been a learning experience, so learn from my mistakes. Within that first year, I saw friends come and go. I saw people change their mind. I see people change their ambitions. Things don't work out. You learn this very quickly. Another lesson I learned in LA is that people are very disposable. And at the very end of the video, it concludes with me having a sigh, a huge sigh of relief from this seemingly endless financial tunnel, and an ideal opportunity opened up for me at the Cheesecake Factory. Super convenient, and I met a nice coworker who also was in need of an apartment. We decided to get a 2-bed, 2-bath. Nice. First thing I did was buy a big bed. That's what I'm on right now, my big queenie. Moving costs money, and a lot of it. So I had just been struggling, working these 2 day jobs, got the new job, done. I started making more money, quit the other jobs, done. Boom, boom, rent, security deposit. Did not receive my security deposit from my previous apartment for cat-related incidents that I did not approve of and will not discuss. Moving on. But needless to say, I had the Cheesecake Factory in my life, which felt like the biggest safety net in the world. It's a corporate giant, and a lot of you can relate to having to work for everything you earn. And best part of all, for the first time, I felt like I finally had gotten my feet on the ground. Like, this is what I earned. I'm on top of the world. I deserve this. I busted my ass and look at me now, right? After spending all of my savings on moving and a new apartment and a beautiful bed and a quick flight home to see my family again, I was fired from the Cheesecake Factory. And to this day, I do feel like I kind of lost a piece of me. I feel like I belong there. It happens. But the truth is, all dramatics aside, I was left with this deficit. I was broke again with much larger bills, almost double what I was paying before. And the logical option was I should just get my previous 2 jobs back and just get back into the coffee shop movie theater, but I couldn't. The bills were too high, it would barely scratch the surface. Even working as much as I did wasn't a viable option. Luckily I did have a much more impressive resume with some food serving experience in California, and having it be the Cheesecake Factory didn't hurt either. They like that. They do like that a lot. The first thing I did was actually the most shameless thing I think I've ever done in my life. I let the world know that I'd be probably packing my bags if I didn't find a job in a week. A good job in a week. I actually started a GoFundMe page for my friends, my family, people back home, anybody watching me on YouTube that was supporting me at the time, to send me anything they could just to pretty much get me through the next hiring process. It went surprisingly well. I somehow ended up earning about a month and a half's rent, which was much more than I could have imagined. And this might be the part where you're watching thinking, I don't have 23,000 subscribers on YouTube to send me money. You're not really alone. Don't worry, we'll get there. Printed off like 30 copies of my brand new sexy resume. Nighttime, I creeped Craigslist. I think the first night I went through 1,200 listings of restaurants near me. Because you have to do them all online, and basically everything's on online application. Now that doesn't give you the job, it just puts you in the system until basically they're ready to hire employees, and then during the weekdays between 2 and 4, handing out my physical resumes and touching bases with places that I have already applied to online, introducing myself, making an impression, and sometimes interviewing on the spot, etc., etc. A lot of touching up, a lot of application. I say the last year even, I probably had 40 to 45 interviews. total. Real close nearby by Yogurtland that I hang out at all the time, there's a restaurant right above it called the Daily Grill. Nice place, suit and tie kind of thing. I had my second interview, and I was feeling really confident about that one. It went super well. They liked me a lot. They said pretty much I was hired. They just had to pass on to the GM. The day I followed up on that, I had my third and final with him right before, I believe, my second interview with an umami burger. I was going in for my final interview with this Daily Grill thinking like, I got the job, right? Sit down with the GM, and he says to me, there's this store in the downtown location, downtown LA, that is closing to be refurbished, and we are getting all the transfers, and we cannot actually hire you. So basically, I'm sorry that they told you that. They didn't communicate to me that they are hiring a new server and that there is literally no room for you, man. The best thing they offered is like, I could let you host maybe like 2 days a week and you can just sit it out. It's like, thank you very much. It was great to meet you. I'm sorry. I got stuff to do, man. Had a second interview with Umami Burger. Got the job. That was awesome because I didn't know anything about Umami Burger. I took that day to thank everybody that ever helped me. I got what I needed, and that should be more than enough to tide me over. It was freaking great. On to the next step. And I had this humbling sensation, like I did it. I worked my butt off and I learned a lesson. I'm gonna take it off. And then I got fired from Umami Burger in under 3 months. Quick moment of silence for those of you who are catching up. Long story short, with this one, I had two fellows dine and dash on me. They walked out without paying their slip. I was still on new hire probation. I got in this ridiculous dispute with the assistant manager of him trying to make me pay out of my pocket for this dine and dash check that wasn't paid for. They stole food and they wanted to be on me. I had a long day, so I helped myself to a shift drink, which we always do. I was drinking like some Red's apple cider or something, like half a small cup, because I'm an idiot. And I was like, I'm just gonna finish it outside. It was a nice night out. It was maybe like 60, like a perfect LA night, you know what I mean? I had 45 minutes till my bus home, so I went outside and I just kind of drank it outside on my bench at my bus stop. In hindsight, that's illegal. My bad. I fucked up. The same assistant manager who I had this little dispute with about paying the walkout, he's the one that wrote me up for it. Was it retaliatory? Was it even necessary? Should I just been kind of like, Adam, don't fucking ever do it again. It's not up to me to say. It is what it is. What happened happened. I had to move on from there. And this is where I felt actual worthlessness, just the epitome of embarrassment. How could I, 3 months later, less than, turn back to those who supported me, you know, helped me financially, who sent me $5, $10, $50, my friends, my family, and just say, guys, thank you for everything that you've ever given to me, but I did it again. As much as I am for letting my pride go, I couldn't do that. Even looking back right now, I just feel so sad that I put myself in that position where I truly let people down and I couldn't let anybody know about it. I kept it on the down low. Even till now, I don't think anybody really knows the true story behind it. That's when I wanted to give up. I wanted to pack my bags, I wanted to move home, I wanted to say, you know what, maybe this is going to be a little more than I can handle. Maybe I can finish up school, get a degree, so when I come back here in the future, if I'm still feeling it, I can get a different job because something's not clicking with me in the restaurant industry. And this was the biggest challenge yet because it wasn't just financial, it was internal. And guess what? It was my birthday. I was suspended immediately after that. I had 2 days left of the week before my flight home. Again, I see a pattern here. Basically, they put me on an investigatory period, which pretty much means, hey, give us a second so we can find more reason to fire you. Ultimately, I'm back home 3,000 miles away, and I had to call them and talk to my manager and say, like, hey man, I want to go out tonight and celebrate my birthday with all my friends back home that I haven't seen in years. Am I going to have income when I come back to California? Or, listen man, I can't tell you over the phone, but the best advice I can give to you is you should probably start looking for another job. And so I did, after officially being terminated for drinking a quarter of a plastic cup of Red's Wicked apple cider outside the door, for eating a tater tot that was left over from a guest. I'm disgusting. And for being late. Tardiness. I went on to reapply to basically every job that I had just applied to 3 months prior. Didn't even change my resume. I just kind of just gonna move on from that. That never freaking happened. Lesson learned. A month after I returned back to California after that phone call, I found a sweet Craigslist ad for this restaurant that's opening up right on Ventura Boulevard where I had been applying and I hadn't seen it before. It was brand new, like that month new. I'm looking for food servers. It was a kind of a hotspot gastropub Mexican restaurant, Mezcaleria. I had never served in a Mexican restaurant before. I knew nothing about mezcal. I speak poquito Spanish. Perfect. I showed up for an interview at about 3 p.m. I sat down with him. He saw my personality. He said, go home, put on a black shirt. You start 10 out of 6. I was like, perfect, dude. That was it. I got another job like that. And it worked. It pays off, man. You just gotta keep a positive attitude. I currently have as much savings as I did when I moved to Los Angeles originally, and I'm looking to buy a car very soon. I feel like there should have been a black screen with a white font just saying like, Adam now has saved blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's been great. I did it. Yay, again. It's awesome though, because if I can get this car, that will widen where I can get a job. I could go get a job in West Hollywood where the big bucks are. I could go work at a gay bar and make bank. Just saying, gay guys love me. Got that hair pulling hair, I guess. Let's not make jokes that my mom doesn't want to hear. And honestly, the restaurant I'm at hasn't been easy, and it so beautifully symbolizes my entire experience moving to Los Angeles alone. So let me finish it up with this. Shortly after being hired at this current restaurant as a server, I was punished and demoted to a busser. I had to work 6 nights a week, 45, 50 hours as a busser, which means that was my 3rd serving position that I had lost in 7 months. Do you know what that does to a man's self-esteem, to their confidence? It's not good, man. Pretty much had to do exactly what I didn't want to do in the first place and accept less. Instead of giving up or being afraid or being too prideful to do something that I think I'm too good for. Instead of walking in here with this mindset that says, I've already done better than this for years, and I'm not going to settle for less. I'm not going to step down from my pedestal. I put my head down, keep a smile on my face and a positive attitude, and I put in the fucking work. Because that's how you make it. Just have a great night. 6:05 in the morning, I'm going to bed. I've got work in the morning. See you guys.
We pledge to limit our annual net income to 2% of revenue. We've added new providers to our network.
Okay.